right, everybody, we are back. My next guest tonight pulled off one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history by defeating the Russian wrestler Alexander Karelin. Let's take a look.
It became a battle of wills, and Gardner has a heart the size of that 56-inch chest.
Well, time is running down. There's only 2 seconds to go. That's it! Oh, my! Do you believe in miracles again? Rulon Gardner has upset the king!
Please welcome Rulon Gardner. Beautiful. I haven't actually seen one of those up close. Those are really nice.
Not too shabby, huh?
Chocolate.
I just don't want it to get stale, so how about we just...
Keep it there, yeah. If I had one of those, I'd be wearing it everywhere, like to bars. Which is why I don't have one. Now, you actually, those moves after you won were pretty impressive. You got a little gymnastics future in your life, don't you think?
Oh, no. Mary Lou Retton, I talked to her, I think, 3 days ago, and she gave me a few pointers, and she said that I should stick with wrestling.
She said, don't do that anymore.
No.
Was that truly the greatest moment of your life when you won? When you realized you defeated this, what everyone thought was undefeatable champion? It
was one of the great moments in my life. It's something you work for your whole life, but probably one of the best was getting married to my wife. So that was probably the top one.
And I guess being here tonight would slide in at number 3, which is nice.
Of course. Is there anything else?
Now, a huge achievement. I don't know if people can truly understand what an achievement this was to beat Alexander Karelin. This is a guy who had not lost in 13 years. Mm-hmm. He had not lost a single point in 10 years. Is that right?
That's correct.
And so, was there a second where you thought, did I really just beat him?
Well, every second since then has been that. But
yeah.
Really, it's incredible. You know, this guy had been the untouchable. He's been the man for 13 years. Nobody's even had a chance to beat him. So to go out there and to do what I did was great. It was incredible. It's been called like the miracle on the mat, and it's been called a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. And this man, you know, he has so much
scary.
power.
This is a scary man. We have this guy. There he is, right there. That's really him, you know, too. That's really him, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that was him in a happy moment. That's him, right? That's him playing chess. He has a move called the Karelin lift. Mm-hmm. Explain what that is.
What it is it's when a person is basically in parterre position, that is when you're down, and one person's on top. And what you do is he basically comes in between on your side, and he gets on top of you, and what he's going to do is he locks around your waist. And then from his knees, he picks you up, and then he stands up with you. And then he's done it before to people. He walks around the mat and parades and looks good. And then what he does, he basically throws you over, and basically you're almost flying.
Have you experienced it before? Because you had wrestled him before.
In '97, he picked me up 3 times and threw me on my head. So 3 times he got me up. The second time, my feet almost hit the back of my head.
And also, when he picks you up and starts walking around, there's time to think about what's coming. Yeah. That's the worst part.
Well, the best
you've
thing
got
is,
time to be like, oh, this is not good.
All I could think about was just like, you know, I was swimming. It was incredible just to be out there and knowing that he's going to throw you and hopefully you stop it.
So what was your tactic, last week when you beat him? What was your tactic to avoid the Karelin lift? How did you avoid it? How did you beat him?
Well, first of all, I wanted to go out and get him tired, get him fatigued, get him out of position. And first, I couldn't get scored on early. So as soon as this conditioning started taking effect on him, that's when it was kind of becoming my match. And then first went out, put me down in parterre, and he tried to get me up, and I kind of circled and moved him, got him out of position, and he couldn't lift me. And he put me down 3 more times. Neither of the times he could turn me. So I got him real tired, and he changed his whole game plan of wrestling. I'd never seen him wrestle. He's always grabbing for my head and just different techniques. So kind of was weird to see him change his wrestling style.
Are you allowed to butter yourself or anything? That would be what I would like be buttering myself. So every time he squeezed me, I'd be like, you know, I mean, that's what, are you nuts? You can't do anything like that, right?
No, actually,
I like how I'm seriously following up. You can't butter, can you?
well, you can do different things. Different people put lotions on, and you're okay when you go out because the ref checks you for sweat. He wants to see if you have, you know, Vaseline on, just see if it gets real sweaty or how it'll react. So you'll go out and he'll just touch you, make sure that you're not wearing something. But I've had people before put lotion on. As soon as you get sweaty, there's no lock. There's no way you can even think about getting a lock. And then also a guy from Ukraine put Icy Hot on. And so when I was out there wrestling him, I'm like, man, this is starting to burn. And the stuff was getting in my eyes, and I got done with the match, and I couldn't hardly see because it was burning so bad.
But that's allowed?
No.
No.
It's not. But
that's not allowed.
But it's
no,
not,
you can't. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, or you're not allowed to like cut onions while he's.
We got nothing else to do.
So you defeat this really scary Russian unbeatable champion. You defeat him, and then I understand you ran into him like a day or two later, just in casual everyday life. Is that right?
Well, with him, it's not casual. It's a experience because this man is such a large specimen, is what we can call him. I was actually, the Harley dealer down in Sydney came over and said, hey, would you like to go for a ride? So I said, sure, I'd love to. You know, I know how to ride. So went out, and we were out there. I'm taking photos with the little kid. He has my medal on. I'm like, oh, this is so cute.
You just saw a little kid somewhere? And...
Well, we walked out, and people were like, hey, can we get your autograph?
Right.
They had everybody coming out, a lot of the Australian athletes. I'm standing there, and my son, he goes, is that him? I go, who? And I look up, and Corellan's standing 5 feet from me, just staring at me. I'm like, okay. And I take the picture, I stand up, and then the guy I was with went over and said, hey, would you like to go for the ride? And he said, no. As soon as he stood up, I put the medal in my pocket, walked over, I'm like, hi, you know, this is not your medal. Or just trying to, you know, relieve the situation.
What, you thought he was going to be like, ugh.
Well, that picture, he hadn't lost in 13 years.
Right.
So this is completely, you know, alien to him, what happened. So we get done, and a van actually splits us up, so he heads across the street. So he stands over there for 10 minutes just staring at me, just looking at me. And so I was kind of like, So
it's so funny to think of a big guy like you, like ooh.
This man is dangerous,
right,
you know, in his own regards.
Right.
It's like wrestling a horse when you're out there wrestling a person. So
he loves these comments, by the way.
His physical strength is just so incredible. If you watch the whole match, you just feel his strength, and he can physically move me like nothing. He can power clean 180 kilos. I can do about 130. So he can do over 100 pounds extra weightlifting than I can. So the strength is just, nobody can match it. That's what makes him unique.
Now, of course, you've had all this fame, you've had all this exciting stuff happen to you afterwards. I've just heard just before the show that you've been asked to participate in the Olympic athletes version of Celebrity Millionaire. Is that right?
Yes, I have.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be scary.
Yeah, that's scary, yeah. The Russian giant was nothing but Regis. Regis is frightening.
Well,
I feel the same way. You know what you should do? You should make Corellan your lifeline. Be so funny if he's home angry, and then it's like, ring, 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 fuck is it? Ooh! Regis.
I'll have him in the audience. He'll make sure I get all my answers right.
Well, Rulon, so cool to have you on the show, and thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Rulon Gardner, everybody. We'll be right back with Elasticus. Stick around. All right, everybody, that is our show for the night. Unfortunately, we do not have time for Ernie to wrestle Rulon. That's not... Maybe we'll arrange a pay-per-view or something like that. I do want to thank all my guests. Rulon Gardner, thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Kate Hudson. Continued success. Thanks for being here. I bow to you. Our thanks. They're a great band, Elastica. Our thanks to them for being here. Another great band, Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7. Stay tuned for Friday night. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.